Good morning, friends. This is Miss Patty at Samuel's Public Library with somebody you know, I think you recognize. Can you say hello, Curious George? Yeah. So today is a beautiful day, blue skies, sunshine, and I just wanted to tell you that we're going to talk about outer space today. So lately we've been seeing a really happy, sunshiny week, and we've been seeing big, beautiful moon, a beautiful moon at night. And so I thought we would talk about space this week. And Curious George wanted you to know that in 1948, when your grandparents or great-grandparents were alive, that there was a special monkey named Albert who actually went up in space. So today we'll talk about space, and my first story is about astronauts. So those brave, brave men and women that are willing to leave their cozy homes and go beyond, just beyond. So this is called Footprints on the Moon by Mark Haddon. I think you're going to like the pictures. They're really beautiful. Years ago, there was a little boy who had the solar system on his wall. And the solar system is a picture of all of the planets, from the sun to our Earth and other big planets way up in the sky. What can you see what he's holding? A rocket ship. Late at night, he'd lie in bed with Rabbit, and they'd watch the planets spinning around the sun. Mars, the tiny space tomato. Saturn, sitting in its frisbee rings. Freezing Pluto, turning slowly in the dark. Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune, Venus, Mercury, and Earth. But of all the weird worlds that swirled across his bedroom wall, his favorite was the moon. A small and bald and ordinary globe of rock that looped the loop its way through outer space. The boy leaned across his windowsill at night and watched the moon slide up into the sky above the smokestacks. He borrowed his dad's binoculars and gazed for hours at the empty deserts and the Rocky Mountains, and it made him dizzy just to think that he was looking at another world 200,000 miles away. He got an atlas of the moon for Christmas, and he read it like a storybook. He dreamed of going there, of rocketing across the cold black miles and landing on the crunchy rock. He dreamed of visiting the craters in the atlas, Prosper Henry, Klaproth, Zach. He dreamed of driving in a fat, tired moonmobile across the Bay of Rainbows and the Sea of Rains. So that moon landing, I have a friend whose daddy helped design that, Mr. Dunlap, actually Mr. Bradford. Wonderful people. that designed and dreamed. So he kept a scrapbook called The Journey to the Moon. Inside were photographs of rockets taking off from Cape Canaveral and astronauts in pumped up suits and fishbowl helmets floating in zero gravity around their little metal rooms. Do you have a scrapbook that you keep special things in? Borrowed library books, yay! And read about how astronauts had orbited the Earth and walked in space, and how they'd flown around the moon itself. And every night he hoped and hoped that one day they would find a way to land on the moon and walk across the tiny world where he had dreamed of walking. And eventually, one cloudless night, they did. He couldn't sleep. Midnight had come and gone, but he was wide awake and standing at the window in his bathrobe because two astronauts were walking on the surface of the moon 200,000 miles above his bedroom. How about that? It's amazing. It really, really happened. At 3 a.m., he went downstairs and turned the television on. And there they were on the flickery screen, bouncing slowly through the dust in the sea of tranquility, like giants in slow motion. See, and that's the lunar landing module. And you see them right there? Yeah. He stayed awake all night and went to bed at dawn. The sun was coming up outside his window and the moon was fading fast. He fell asleep, and in his dreams, he walked with them. He's dreaming he's with them. That little boy was me. I'm older now. The solar system wall chart fell to pieces long ago. And Rabbit, who is older too, no longer follows me around, but sits beside my desk and watches me while I work. Yet still, on cloudless nights, I sometimes sit beside my bedroom window, staring at that tiny, distant world. I think how cold and dark it is up there. No wind, no clouds, no streams, no sky, just rocks and dust. I think of how nothing ever moves, year after year. And then I think of those two astronauts and how the prints they made with their big boots will still be there tonight, tomorrow night, and every night for millions of years to come. The end. So this book is kind of special to Miss Patty because I'm close to that little boy's age. And I was at my grandma's farm in upstate New York when we watched on our black and white, not color TV, and saw the astronauts walking on the moon. Pretty amazing. So since we're talking about outer space, I wanted to show you a craft that I did that's kind of fun and kind of our Earth out in space. So I'll show you what I used. I used 2 pieces of black paper, but you can color your sky any color you want. And I used some stickers and stars, and I used a coffee liner and crayons. So I'll show you how I did it. So here is the coffee filter, and I used wax paper and put the coffee filter in here, and then I sprinkled lots of shavings, and I picked for our Earth, but you could do any planet you wanted in their colors, and sprinkled all kinds of crayon shavings, and then I put it in between the wax paper, and then I used a hair dryer and put it on high, and the crayons melted. Very cool. So that's just an idea, a craft for you. I have one more story for you about outer space, and it is about Sun and Moon by Lindsay Yankee. Sun and Moon. Just for one day, begged the moon. That was all he wanted after a lifetime in darkness. Moon wished to spend one day as the sun. At night, with everyone asleep, his world was often boring and lonely. Moon imagined Sun saw beautiful sights like flowers blooming. Those are beautiful. I think they're poppies. So bright. Children playing. These are very pretty illustrations, aren't they? And tigers sunbathing. They like to sleep during the day, don't they? And go hunting at night. I will only trade my days for your night if you meet 2 conditions, Sun told Moon. First, if we trade, it will last forever, not just for one day. Second, you must spend an entire night in the sky looking very closely at the Earth, closer than you ever have before. And only then may you decide if you want to trade places. Moon was thrilled. I promised to look closer than ever before, he told Sun. Moon hurried to his place in the night sky. As he rose on the horizon, he peered through the darkness, expecting to see nothing more than a sleepy world. Instead, he saw the vibrant life of a nighttime carnival. And foxes waking, eager to hunt. He saw the colorful lights of a city below, and through a window, he saw children dreaming. Do you remember your dreams sometimes? Are they funny? Interesting? As the night went on, he saw the flowers of a baobab tree blossom. Aren't those beautiful? He watched curiously as a family of raccoons set off through a forest. He wondered where they were going and what they were up to. There are all kinds of animals doing things at night, hunting and exploring, right? Just when he thought the world would finally fall asleep, a lamplighter lit one more street light. To Moon's amazement, fireworks boomed and thundered across the sky. Their bright colors reminded him of the wildflowers in his daydreams. Have you seen fireworks? Sometimes on the 4th of July? Across a quiet field, he saw fireflies softly glowing as they drifted closer to him in the stars. He hadn't paid much attention to the stars before, but now they were all around him, so near he could even hear them smile. Do you ever try to catch fireflies? Just for one day, he had begged. That was all he had wanted, but now Moon wished for nothing more than to spend the rest of his nights enjoying the exciting and wonderful things that came to life in his moonlight. At last, Sun greeted Moon and asked, "So, do you still want to trade places with me?" "Oh, no," said Moon. "I don't ever want to trade my night for anything, not even for a day." The end. That is a really cool story. Thank you for listening. Thank you. I hope I see you soon here at the library. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Bye-bye.